what about you, Cosmo? Xanna looked at where Cosmo had been standing 2 seconds ago, but there was just an empty spot. Cosmo? I go anywhere you do, Zon, Cosmo said, standing to the left of Xanna. She jumped because she had been startled. Huh! When she had landed on the ground again, standing about a foot away from the group, she stared at Cosmo. Yeah, that's something that I did before. How did you get there so fast? Cosmo just laughed. Britishly. Okay, guess we're all going, Xanna said. Sweet, let's go! Because it's awesome for these teenagers that range from 15 to 17 to all be traveling on their own to some place where they could all just die because they're on the opposing team. Yeah, parents really aren't important, are they? After that, Oxel, Moxa, Makoki, and Gishmek began to walk down the road. Xanna, Dethium, Cosmo, and Mittens didn't. Xanna stayed where she was to read the book she got from the library, and the others stayed there with her because they didn't know where they were going yet. So, where are we going, Xanna? Oxel asked. When there was no answer, everyone looked behind them to see the girls, Cosmo and Mittens, walking toward the Zeppelins. The guys ran toward them to catch up. Xanna and the ones who were following her down the right path of their road trip stepped onto the Zeppelin to the left, and the others stepped onto the Zeppelin to their right. Why are they on that Zeppelin? That's the Zeppelin to Gromgal, Oxel said. The others shrugged. Oxel walked over to the Zeppelin and tapped Xanna on her shoulder. Xanna? She said, still reading. Why are you on this Zeppelin? It's the one to Gromgal, which is in Stranglethorn Vale, which is a bad place for us to go to because we're low levels. If I haven't said it before, the timeline of this fanfiction is Wrath of the Lich King. They're all ranging from level 5 to level 37, with the main group being level 15 to level 20. Stranglethorn Vale at the time, that was an area for level 40s, just to help everyone get a grasp of the danger. Yeah, I know. Then why are you on it? It's the way we need to go for our road trip. After Xanna said that, the other three were on the Zeppelin. Oxel raised an eyebrow at Xanna. Are you sure? Xanna nodded. Yep, says so right here on the map. Xanna pointed a finger into the book, still reading it. You sure you're not reading it wrong? Xanna finally looked up at Oxel. I know how to read a map, Aki. Oxel blushed because of what Xanna had just called him. The others were quietly laughing, except for Dethium. She was laughing out loud. Xanna! Oxel said in a whisper, but it was also kind of a yell. Don't call me that! Aw, your future wife can't call you Aki, Xanna said with a smirk. Oxel's blush got bigger, and so did his eyes. I jizzed in his pants. Oxel's face was bright pink now. He looked away from Xanna and began to fidget with his fingers. Xanna laughed. Oxel, I'm kidding. Zon, why didn't you tell me you had a boyfriend? Cosmo said as he marched over to her and Oxel. He wrapped an arm around her shoulder. So, how long have you been dating my little Zon? Cosmo asked. It was more of a demand, really. So basically he's like, oh, so how long have you two been together? I need to count how many days you need to suffer as I torture you slowly. Oxel still didn't look and continued to blush and fidget with his fingers. Xanna laughed a little more. No, Cosmo, I was just kidding. Let him answer, Zon. Cosmo was getting a little annoyed with Oxel because he wasn't answering. Hello? Need an answer. Like any day now, please. Xanna rolled her eyes and pulled a magazine out of one of her bags. Thank goodness I got this from the library too. She poked Cosmo with the magazine. Cosmo, look! It's a magazine about hairdos! Cosmo quickly turned his head away from Oxel into the magazine. It was called Monthly Elf Style. He grabbed the magazine and walked away reading it, completely forgetting about the conversation he was having with Oxel. Oh look, Mittens! They even have hairstyle tips for cats! Mittens rolled her eyes. Meow! Oxel looked at Xanna when Cosmo walked away. He still had a blush, but it wasn't as bad as it was a minute ago. Thanks, he said and stepped onto the Zeppelin. That was the last thing he said to her for the rest of the day. I guess end on that awkward note, Oxel. Final scene! That should actually be attached to the other scene. So, when are you going to tell them where you're all headed? I was thinking when we were halfway there. You're not going to tell them till you actually get there, are you? You know me so well, Xanna smiled. Izzy sighed. I wonder how all of this is going to end. Who knows? For now, let's just worry about getting the Stormwind. End of Chapter 7. Wow, so Chapter 7 is basically when we finally start getting somewhere, I think? When we're, 2/11ths through the story? Wow, took a long time to get here. Moving on to the rating. Writing, 0. Grammar, punctuation, spelling, 0. Plot, 0.1, because it's Alliance versus Horde. They are Horde going into Alliance territory. 0.1 for interest. Characters, 0.1. Entertainment, I'm gonna say 5. I'm entertained. For me, the entertainment has been increasing. I think that might be 1 whole star overall. I hope everyone else has been enjoying. Thanks for being here. Be sure to leave any predictions you have down in the comments, and feel free to always start a conversation with me. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for being here with me. May the peace be with you.